Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English. This is Mukesh Soni. Friends, in this video we are going to have a discussion of the important questions of the famous speech titled Untouchability Worse Than Slavery, delivered by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and this speech is prescribed for third semester BA under Bangalore University and Bangalore North University. So let's have the discussion of the important questions from the speech here, and you need to answer the questions in a paragraph. And the question number one is: untouchability has none of the advantages of an unfree social order, such as slavery. It has all the disadvantages of a free social order. Explain. Speaking on the difference between slavery and untouchability, Dr. Ambedkar says that slavery is not a free social order. Slavery was never obligatory, but untouchability is always obligatory. Sorry, untouchability is obligatory. A person is permitted to hold another as a slave, to consider other person as a slave. There is no compulsion on him if he does not want to, but an untouchable has no option. On the other hand, a slave has the option, but the untouchable has no option. Once he is born an untouchable, he is subject to all the disabilities of an untouchable. The law of slavery permitted emancipation. Once a slave, always a slave, was not the fate of the slave. But in untouchability, there is no escape. Once an untouchable, you always remains an untouchable. The other difference we find here, the other difference is that untouchability is an indirect. Untouchability is an indirect. Therefore, this is the worst form of slavery. So to tell an untouchable, you are free, you are a citizen, you have all the rights of a citizen, and to tighten the rope in such a way as to leave him no opportunity to realize the ideal is a cruel deception. It's an enslavement without making the untouchables conscious of their enslavement. It's a slavery, though it is untouchability. It's real, though it is indirect. It's enduring because it is unconscious. Of the two orders, we will say here, untouchability is beyond doubt the worse. Question number two. What does Professor Moore's expression, an initiation into a higher culture, mean with reference to slavery? Let's comment. In slavery, there's a room for education, virtue, happiness, culture, or wealth. In untouchability, there's no room for all these things. Untouchability has none of the advantages of an unfree social order such as slavery has. Slavery has all the disadvantages of a free social order. Untouchability has all the disadvantages of a free social order. In an unfree social order such as slavery, there is the advantage of there's the advantage of apprenticeship in a business, some sort of training in the business or art, or what Professor Moores has rightly mentioned here, there's a advantage of some sort of initiation into a higher culture. But in untouchability, they don't have such kind of advantage. Why did the master take interest in training the slave? The reason why the master took so much trouble to train the slave and to initiate him in the higher forms of labor and culture was undoubtedly the motive of gain. A skilled slave as an item was more valuable than an unskilled slave. Therefore, it was an investment to the owner to train his slave. In an unfree social order such as slavery, the duty to maintain the slave in life and the body falls upon the master. So it's a responsibility of the master. The slave was relieved of all responsibilities with respect to the food, clothes, and his shelter. So everything will be taken care by his master. This entire the master was bound to provide. Of course, this was no burden because the slave earned more than his keep. Question number 4. What are the disadvantages of being an untouchable in a free social order? Or how is untouchability not only worse than slavery, but positively as cruel as compared to the slavery? On the other hand, we find here untouchability has all the disadvantages of a free social order. In a free social order, the responsibility for survival in the struggle for existence lies on the individual. This responsibility is one of the greatest disadvantages of a free social order. Whether an individual is about to carry out all this responsibility depends upon fair start, equal opportunity, square deal. The untouchable, while he's a free individual, he had neither fair start, nor equal opportunity, nor square deal. So he's not as gifted as a slave. From this point of view, untouchability is not only worse than slavery, but is positively cruel as compared to slavery, because in slavery, the master has the obligation to find work for the slave. The master looks after the slave. In slavery, the master has the obligation to find work for the slave. In a system of free labor workers have to compete with workers for obtaining work. In this scramble for work, what chances has the untouchable for a fair deal? To put it shortly, in this competition, with the scales always weighing against him by reason of his social stigma, he's the last to be employed and first to be fired. So, untouchability is cruel as compared to slavery because it throws upon the untouchable the responsibility for maintaining himself without opening to him fully all the ways of earning a living. On the other hand, we have seen in slavery, it is a master who looks after, who takes care of his slave even till the end. So, friends, this is how I have tried to solve the questions of Ambedkar's speech here. If you have any questions, you can mail me at mukeshenglish@gmail.com. I have also done the summary of this speech and all the speeches. You can see all the videos of third semester BA, and the links are provided in the description box. Do subscribe the channel. Click on the like button if you like the video. Please share the video. Thank you so much.